something for over 15 years. Having a spotlight on you for 10 years changes how you see things. I still want to be able to surprise the people and do cadence that they've never heard before.
Hip-hop as an art form has always thrived on constant iteration and growth built on competition, the edge of having an advantage, and a cultural pulse. And like most cultural touchpoints, development has always been at the hands of those artists looking to stand out and be the best at it. Those individuals looking to tell stories and brag without contention, those documenting the changes society's experience and being the pulse for future generations. As our unofficial documentarians and historians, artists have always wielded a place in telling and cataloging how we lived or explaining the times we felt alive or had without missing a beat. Their oratory is just a love to fall for. They can open us up to the nostalgia for when times were simple and easy, or not. And in Ghana, no artist has quite been able to define where we've come from or who we've become more than Sarkodie in his evolution. Sarkodie for the last decade has been one of the most impressive acts to ever rap. His wordplay, lyricism, energy, and growth have all been things to admire. As an artist, he has found a way to stay relevant and highly competitive with the understanding that the slightest complacency can lead to one's dethronement in the game of hip-hop. While critics say he's always on the lookout for the next best hype to jump on, he has proven that he can hold his own time and again. He comes to them with the understanding that hip-hop as a culture is only as relevant as the tweets, prods, and participation it goes through. As Dr. Eric Michael Dyson, sociology professor and author of books like Born to Use Mics, Reading Nas's Illmatic, and Jay-Z Made in America puts it, now it is true that the genius of African culture is surely its repetition. But the key to such repetition was that new elements were added each go-round. Every round goes higher and higher. Something fresh popped off the page or jumped from a rhythm that had been recycled through the imagination of a writer or a musician. For one thing, he came tongue-twisting and playing a fast game that got Ghanaians then used to the Crazy Fuse Kwarkesi era. He was, for the most part, our own twister. He came like a breeze to excite with each flow, and we enjoyed his wave. Baby with Moogies gave him mainstream appeal. Sarkodie reintroduced him, flanked by Obrafo, who confirmed with With conversations of a possible Akon signing, he took the game to another level, with Sway and J-So strengthening his hold on the throne. He had done it locally and now, collaborating with an international act to broaden his fan base and tap into their clout. Boga Boga followed, and he then pivoted to the then crazed Azonto. You Could Kill Me was an instant hit and was the most played Azonto tune for a time. The punches against Eeyor's hooks always turned the song at an event into a choir session. Sarkodie has struck gold, as followed with another one with Apietus and Kessie. He pushed the dial down and gave us one of the most defining love songs in the mid-2000s with a fear on I'm in Love With You. The relay race isn't only in its well-produced or written verses, but the fact that it puts you in your feelings at the listen of the song. Illuminati brought a different Sarkodie, more matured and focused. This Sarkodie album came with his first album with the most foreign collaborations from Banky W to Burna Boy, Davido, Tiwa Savage, and Two-Face. The album marked a change in his thinking and a bolder artist who had grown into his own. The project allowed him to expand his music with a better understanding of his place and culture. In 2015, he wrote and produced one of the best albums ever made. Mary From Where I Sit has been his least promoted album. The album made to show his appreciation for the lesson and times his grandmother gave him was Heavy Highlife, with credit to Akwakwa for the production. His collaboration with Obrafo will see another hit with Always On My Mind, veteran performance for the wedding and last promise.
Other dear do.
Takes us on a journey through love. This was Sarkodie and Love. We could tell from his writing and wordplay. Highest followed. And the grown Sarkodie came with the gusto of an artist of a father, family man, businessman, and OG in the game had to brag a bit. He slowed his tempo, had matured conversations, and doubled down on betting on himself. He knew he had come to stay, and there was doubt about it. At this point, he had been in the game for a decade or more and had consistently delivered on a promise to be the best artist he could ever be. The next album was about love, the black tie, which was being experienced by Sarkodie himself as he welcomed his second child. He had found his Jay-Z mojo, and that was just the ego boost he needed for the latest and most promoted album thus far. No pressure. The album is all in the name. It is a collaboration defining Sarkodie, the man, the mission, and his music. On this album, he is not a pressure cooker or taking it from anyone. He sets out to make music he loves, wants, and to be the boss. The album complements the new image he's pushing with fat bands against the tailored look that speaks to his maturity, growth, and appreciation for the journey this far.
My niggas, I wouldn't say watch your blog, and you know for gazing in this corner, bro.